Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai. All praises, honor, infinite glory goes to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the others of great millstone rule well. Inside takes the elect to put the truth in all sincerity. Sincere Shalom. The hopeful elect that is keeping their garments clean and doing the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. The water Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai for allowing me to do another video. Today's video I want to talk about alleged threats around in the United States, extreme division. Okay, so basically, allegedly there's a whole bunch of threats, okay, to every single capital, all right, leading up to the inauguration in the United States, okay, all right. Now, vocabulary like this, okay, all right, talking about how there's groups that want to literally come against the government like this, vocabulary like that, okay, intentions like that, flat out shows that this place is really falling, okay, all right. This is extreme division, okay, all right. It's extreme division, all right. The United States, okay, all right, okay, they usually take, all right, when people speak like this, all right, to a big deal, you know? They always talk about domestic terrorists. They always talk about stuff like that. Now, for people just to flat out come out boldly saying that we're going to come against you if you don't do this, if you don't keep Trump in, if you don't do that, and we're going to come at all 50 states and we're going to be protesting hard like that, man, that's extreme disrespect against America. These people are extremely coming against America and disrespecting them, okay? So that's flat out showing that they don't care about America. This is extreme division, okay? All right? You know? And people speaking like this is the type of verbiage that United States, okay, flat out is going to come against, okay? You know, like these officials, the government's going to come against this. They're going to come against the people that are trying to, you know, cause ruckus and all that. Seeing this as a very traumatic experience, like what happened in the Capitol, okay? What happened in the Capitol, the government sees that as a very bad, traumatic experience to go to, and they go against that. They don't like that, you know? They go against it. They see it as that was extremely bad. That was one of the darkest times in our history, you see? Okay? But the people, they don't even care. They just see it as normal. So there's a strong disconnect. Okay, there's a disconnect between the people and its government. Okay? The government flat out, okay, sees how the people, okay, are in straight up insurrection mode and straight up coming against the government mode. Okay? The United States sees stuff like that as very bad and comes against stuff like that. Okay? That's why they keep talking about how this was one of the darkest times ever in history. You know, one of the darkest times. Okay? All right? Basically, the government sees it as a big blot on the record. They see it as this is a very terrible thing for people to be saying stuff like this. You know? Because we obviously know that United States, okay, we obviously know that the elites use order op chaos, okay, where they have chaos and then they try and put order, and they put order through it, okay? But that's just their way of, you know, instituting more draconian laws, right? Okay? So I'm not saying that because of these things, America's like, you know, actually going to try and help out the situation. They have the military out. You know, they're talking about they're going to do that. You know, they'll talk about how they're going to help the situation, you know. Okay, they'll talk about that. They talk about it. They're doing what you would call their thing about trying to stop the threat, you know. But, you know, a lot of it, we know obviously a lot of it's staged, okay? We know that. But, yeah, they're saying that they're, you know, doing their best, looking for people that maybe talk about this, talk about that, so they can arrest them. They're talking about it, but they're not, you know, they're talking about it, okay? But we know the United States obviously has, you know, sets, you know, Great Babylon sets things up so that they can have chaos and then put the order in, putting more draconian laws and being justified and being more strict. So we know that. But back on the focus point, okay, is the U.S. sees things like this as bad, okay, all right, and it's going to take measures, okay, and the people straight up do not give a damn what the government's saying. That's extreme division, okay? The people are going as far as straight up saying we're going to attack these capitals. That's extreme behavior, man, okay? And that's extreme division, okay? So let's watch this video. I have one more video and then 2 precepts, and that'll be the end of the video.
The United States on high alert this morning. The FBI warning of plans for armed protests at all 50 state capitals with threats of storming government buildings. Our Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas is in Washington with those details. Good morning, Pierre.
Robin, good morning. The FBI facing perhaps its most difficult challenge since 9/11, trying to determine if there was a plot to attack the Capitol involving multiple players, and now racing to respond to new threats across the country as we head toward the inauguration.
This morning, security stepped up across the country after the FBI sent a disturbing bulletin warning that armed protests are being planned at all 50 state capitals. The new intelligence pointing to an unnamed armed group calling for the storming of government buildings and courthouses if President Trump is removed before January 20th. The FBI saying this group is also planning attacks here in D.C. the day of Biden's inauguration. Specific threats identified against Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, and their threats against House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, too. State officials reacting to a dangerous environment. New Jersey's governor pleading with citizens not to come to his capital this weekend to protest.
Even if your heart is 1,000% in the right place, stay home.
D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser calling for emergency action.
If I'm scared of anything, it's for our democracy because we have very extreme factions in our country that are armed and dangerous.
The National Park Service has closed the Washington Monument until at least January 24th, citing credible threats.
The FBI and Homeland Security officials under incredible pressure, the most I can recall since the September 11th attacks.
Well, hey there, GMA.
Okay, so there you go. Okay, them talk about their high pressure, but the thing is, the United States, the U.S., you know, you don't think that they really could, you know, put more effort towards really getting these people, okay? Find the people that are planning these things, okay? You really think they could do that? Them talk about, yeah, we're doing our best. Man, the U.S. could do you know they could do more than what they're saying they're doing, okay? You know? So just them talk about how they're taking care of the situation, it doesn't sound right, okay? Because we know that they can be more strict. They can look at people's social media. They can look at people's cell phones and all that. They can do that. You know, it's easy to identify people, you know? But to talk about, oh, this is such a difficult thing. You know, I mean, you know the U.S. and their behavior, but yeah. So they talk about threats, okay. You know, the military, okay, is ready in all the states, okay. You know, that could also be an easy call if they wanted to just do martial law. You know, the military is already in every single state. You know, already deployed to every single state. and then martial law is there, and then now everyone is just, on lockdown mode. And then they're like, well, we still got administered a vaccine, so hey, the military's already out here, everything's on martial law, gotta get the vaccine, They could do something like that, But, I mean, yeah, the military's out here in every single state, okay? So let's get this video talking about that a little bit.
Washington, D.C. is a city under siege today. Soldiers are camped inside the Capitol building for the first time since the Civil War. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi addressed a detachment in the shadow of the Capitol, while other members of Congress handed out pizza.
Since the Civil War. And the Civil War was a great divide. Okay? It was a time of great division.
Airbnb is canceling all Washington area bookings to ensure hate group members are not part of the Airbnb community. Former New York and LA Police Chief Bill Bratton.
We are in a very critical time in our nation's history where we have to have 20,000 National Guard, 10,000 law enforcement at the inauguration to maintain security.
There are fast-breaking developments in the investigation, including the arrest of the suspect charged with tossing a fire extinguisher at cops during the riot. Robert Sanford was tracked down by his knit hat. It turns out CFD stands for Chester Fire Department in Pennsylvania. Yup, the suspect who threw the fire extinguisher is a retired firefighter. That's his name on the back of the hat. There are disturbing claims that the invasion was an inside job. A handful of Republican lawmakers allegedly gave insurrectionists a dry run inside the Capitol the day before the riot. They are now under intense investigation. I spoke to Ohio.
These people, man, taking these different things, these different stuff in the Capitol building, man. They see it as a trophy, to take certain stuff from the Capitol. People don't give a damn. They don't have no respect. Okay? Scriptures talk about how they're not going to regard their kings or princes. They don't care, That's a divide right there, that they don't have respect for their government, okay? And it just gets worse.
Congressman Tim Ryan.
Members of Congress knowingly gave tours to people who they knew might storm the Capitol?
We have members of Congress who gave tours the day before the event on January 6th with potentially people who were in the insurrection the next day. And we know that there was a decent knowledge of the Capitol buildings and certain rooms. If the member of Congress knew that there was going to be a move onto the Capitol and they were taking people around the Capitol to give them a preview, that would be a huge problem.
So they just flat out told you right there. Okay? Talk about these different officials. They flat out gave people tours. Okay? All right? And these same people were in the insurrection, okay? All right? As well as they also talked about how different law enforcement, okay, was flat out telling them where to go and all that. So they didn't even need to hide that. They didn't even need people to even try and, put that together. They just flat out told you, yeah, some of us, they just flat out told you it was an inside job, okay? Okay? Now, how much it was, I'm not going to put a, stamp on that, but, it's very flat out. They just told you right there that the government obviously is part of it, okay? Has a hand in this insurrection right here, okay? So hey, Esau, man, just continues to just embarrass himself and just literally says exactly, okay, his plan, okay? Say exactly his dirt, okay? They just literally just said right there that there's different Congress people, okay, that gave tours, okay? So you're telling me that they, all right, did not know. It was just a coincidence they gave tours. it was a coincidence. No, it's obvious that they were trying to help them out. They were trying to help them out in the insurrection, okay? Just as the other law enforcement that was helping people, guiding them during the storm, okay? So that shows that this is Esau once again doing order out of chaos. Him putting his hand, making the chaos, okay? And then now him talking about, okay, I have to give order. This is how I'm going to do it. You see? Same thing, okay? For him to give justification of giving strict orders, okay? Because right now, Esau, because of all this stuff going on, he's justified in putting the military in all 50 states. See that? Now, what else he's going to try and do with that? You know? Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So because Esau is ruling, okay, the people are going to continue to be in a mourning state, okay? All right? In a not happy state, in a depressed state, okay? As Esau continues his rule, okay, and as he continues to have his hands clamped on the world even more, okay? The scriptures talk about, all right, in Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, okay, the hands of the wicked, okay? So the wicked, which is Esau, okay, all right, which is in Malachi 1 and 3, all right? It's like Malachi 1 and 4, okay? All right, Esau is the border of wickedness, okay? All right, Esau being the devil, him being wicked, all right? Him having his stronghold, okay, over the entire earth. The more that he continues to push his rule and get stricter, push more of his legislation, getting closer to his New World Order, it's going to be much more of a mourning state on the earth, okay? It's going to be much more of a mourning state, okay? And these people are straight up saying, oh, I didn't know America was like this. I didn't know America was that bad. And now people are starting to wake up to it, okay? As well as these people, okay, these average day peons, they're just flat out saying, you know, let's just go against America now. So now they talk about their 50 state attack, okay? All right? They're mad, okay? They're mad of how their country is, okay? They're mad, okay, that Trump is getting out. So they're just like, fuck it, let's go, you know? They're just like, fuck it. So this is Matthew chapter 12, okay, and 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand, okay? So flat out, there you go, okay? So if there's division, it's going to fall, okay? And there's great division in the United States, okay? There's a disconnect. There isn't unity, okay? There's a disconnect where the people don't have that love, that respect. There's a disconnect with them and the government, okay? And you already know the government being the devil, hating the general public, you know? So this place been beyond through, it's through, okay? You know? Okay? So these people flat out coming against, okay, their government, you know, it's just going to get worse, okay? Okay. Them talking about 50 being every single capital protesting, armed, okay? Hey. That's just flat right there, okay? All right? And then obviously the army, okay? The army is out there too, okay? There's a lot of fighting and turmoil, all right? You know, there's also, there's like texts going out where, like small texts going out where they talk about, basically how black people shouldn't go to so-called black people shouldn't go to the city, okay, these different capitals, because there's different groups out there that might get black people and kidnap them, torture them, and all that. You know, So this place, man, this place has been beyond through, okay? It's beyond through. It's extremely divided. There's a disconnect, okay? All right? And it's just going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. And this is the beginning of 2021. Great insurrection, okay? Great insurrection. Let's get this. This is Psalm 64 and 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Who's enemy? We obviously know who is the enemy right now, today. That's Esau. Esau's the ultimate enemy, okay? All right, let's keep going. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. Who's that? That's the Illuminati, okay? All right? These secret, what you'll call, these secret groups like that, okay? The Illuminati, okay? The people that are in the New World Order, okay? From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Who works iniquity? Esau, okay? All right? From the insurrection, the rising up of the workers of iniquity. And there were just a insurrection that just happened. Okay? And what was it a bunch of? A bunch of Edomites. Okay? You know? Okay? So there you go. All right? There you go. All right? It's a bunch of damn Edomites. Okay? In this strong insurrection. Okay? You know? Insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Okay? And who's the worker of iniquity? Esau. Okay? All right? You know? But obviously Esau, okay? Obviously Esau, you know, he could be doing his order up KO, all that, okay? He could be coming against the Heavenly Father for all of his strength. He's going to fall. And none of his plans are going to stand, okay? All right? He can continue to do working against the Heavenly Father, coming against the Heavenly Father, okay? You know, but none of it's going to stand, okay? So I hope this lesson was edifying. All right, and shalom.